what does it look like if a man is actually taking charge and leading? I don't know. They can look so many different ways. That's such a broad question, I think. In sports, it looks one way.
Right.
Or does it? I mean, does it really? Because you can lead in so many different ways.
I mean, yeah, because like a John Stockton was the leader of that team. He made Karl Malone go, but he wasn't the best player. He didn't get the most points every game.
Some people, Kobe leads one way. Kobe and Jordan led one way. LeBron leads a different way.
Right.
You know, some people are rah-rah guys. Other people. So
I think, a couple things come to mind for me. Broad term, if we're talking about relationships or sports or whatever. I think I would pose this. You guys feel free to push back on this. Two things come to mind when I think of a man who leads. One is they lead by example, so they do it. They're in front. They're leading charge, right? So that's just
universal.
You can't sit back and tell somebody to do something and then not be in the front and think you're a leader. It doesn't work. I've learned this the hard way. I've learned this the right way. It doesn't work. The other thing is they take extreme accountability. They own everything that happens in their life. Everything, right? Like it's not your fault that somebody maybe hit you with the car, but it's your responsibility what you did with it. You own it.
Yeah.
You don't sit there and complain. You don't feel sorry for yourself. You're not outsourcing it. One of the things I hate in the manosphere right now, because the manosphere is this big thing on social media, in our culture, is that dudes just sit around complaining about women. And there's one thing to call the shit out and be honest about it. Like, this is how women are. This is how you got to deal with it. You got to be. A lot of women are off the rails right now. The modern woman in the West is a nightmare. And there's a lot of good women out there, but these modern girls coming up are just narcissists, dude. They're absolutely impossible to deal with. But men will just complain about them and blame them for all their problems. And I'm like, you can't lead and then blame somebody else. Like, you have to own that.
Right.
Why is a woman toxic? Well, it starts with some level of some man not showing up in her life.
So that's what I was about to go to next. Let me cut you off for a second.
Take it away,
we have to may go off on the rails a little bit, but
is our fire going out? I'm freezing. Fuck.
It's getting a little chilly out here. It's nighttime in the desert.
These steaks these were on last week. They're still not done.
That's jerky.
Know what the fuck is going on? But I'm hungry and I'm cold. Sorry, go ahead, Stone.
We're gonna get you tucked away in your sleeping bag soon.
Look at my arm hairs.
Speaking of complaining,
speaking of complaining,
Jesus.
Take some responsibility for not bringing a fucking coat.
Fuck makes damn complaining by over complaining, bro.
I got your back. No. I'll complain for you.
You said modern women are narcissists.
Yeah.
But why do you think that is? Right?
Yeah.
And you started to touch on it. Lack of men who lead. Mm-hmm. What else? I know why Adam. I've heard Adam give some insight on this. Why do you think that is, Buck?
I think when you talk about a little bit of the culture, and everyone just kind of doesn't take charge of their own life and decide something for themselves. They kind of just see other people and try to copy. Right. I think that's what's kind of like the natural human thing to do.
Specifically women.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, women are just kind of following the culture.
Yeah.
They haven't really thought things through. They're just kind of jumping on the bandwagon. It's kind of what I attribute it to.
Do you think it's totally fair, even though it may be true, to say a lot of modern women, these younger women, are narcissistic and they're into themselves? But is it fair to criticize them without trying to figure out why they're the way that they are?
No, that's my problem with the manosphere. That's my problem with this man space, is all they do is criticize women. That's my problem. And they don't, who started this fire? Where did this shit start from? And I promise you, it's going to come back to men. That conversation will always lead back to men. And usually it leads back to the father, first and foremost. But then if we want to broaden it out to a cultural lens, because the culture is absolutely toxic right now, especially with females. They get all the worst conditions.
So accessible. Everybody's
because men have been asleep at the wheel. We have tolerated too much bullshit. We have allowed too many things to seep into our culture, including the rise of this feminist nonsense that's going on in the world right now that's just absolutely a corrosive force. I don't blame women for feminism. I blame men. Men encouraged it. Men created it. Men actually fostered it and then used it as a political tool and used it as a tool to get free sex, unlimited sex, access to women. It was all men. Women were checker pieces on the board.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I know the history a little bit. Yeah.
If you really dig into that, you can't help but see men's fingerprints all over the feminist movement.
Right. It was politicians, right? Isn't there somebody that
originally,
started that?
There's a great book everybody should read if they want to get into this subject. It's called The End of Woman. And this woman, this Gress, she went in to write a book, I think, as an apologist for feminism. And instead, she uncovered all of this shit. She saw everything that happened and was early on manipulated by some fairly prominent people at the time, men, to basically get access to just unlimited sex, have women give up their virtue and their morality, and trade that for body count. And these men preyed on them. They were predators. They just used it for their own selfish reasons. And then it got hijacked by the Communist Party and was used as a tool to destroy the traditional family, erase gender roles, break down divide the people, and then create a vacuum that can be filled by the state.
That's the history I know. I've listened to on some podcast. Can't quote.
Yeah, so you're right, but I don't think it initially started that way. It did, to be honest with you, to be fair to women, it started because women were treated like second-class citizens for sure, like initially. And so there needed to be some sort of reconciliation with that. And that was how feminism was sold, but that's not what feminism's point was actually.
So ass.
That was kind of like one aspect of it that was sold on the
again.
surface level of the
There's
reason.
always something deeper.
Yeah.
So
Some agenda that's trying to be completed.
So do you guys ever stop to think like a deep dive? So women who, the boss bitch, that's what I was looking for because I got distracted by Mark Ruffalo being a feminist.
Prince
it's
Harry.
crazy, you know
Look
what I'm
at
saying?
these pathetic
That's
excuses for men, dude.
Like, that's crazy.
You could beat up all of these guys. Ashton Kutcher might put
Chris
up a fight.
Hemsworth, that's fucking Thor.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I
seriously.
could take him.
Yeah, but if he's a feminist, he's got to be
There's no
gushing with
way.
estrogen, dude.
No way.
Not
Thor. That's a lie.
Like, what do
This
you-
is
like-
fake news.
This
the fuck outta
What do
here,
you guys think
dude.
about like
Thor is not feminist.
the whole boss bitch culture? It's like, yeah.
I like the music. Some of the rap music's good. The boss bitch.
Who rapped? Who?
I don't know.
Who's the artist of that song?
I just
Like,
sometimes like them.
Where can I find that on Spotify?
I think it's a travesty. And I'll tell you why, man. I think there is nothing more important that you can do than to create a family and raise it well. Period. Is that what we imagine as a boss bitch? Is that it right there? That's the iconic symbol of it? I do not know pop culture because I do not have a clue who that is. But
Like, I guess, let me be more
but
specific.
that looks like birth control to me. I'll say that.
Like, it looks like birth control. Where the first thing, some women, not all women, but they'll be like, I pay my own bills, I do this, you know what I mean? I take care of myself, I don't need no man. Yeah. I don't need no man. I do all of these things for and by myself.
The only reason why she can say she needs no man is some man provided that opportunity for her to say that. Let's be honest, the infrastructure, the freedom, the police that are protecting the streets and keeping her from getting ravaged like how it was in the past. Like, the only reason why a woman can get up there and say proudly she doesn't need no man is because there was a lot of men that made that possible for her.
Right.
You know what? There's a term. Like, I'm going to wrap it up. Like, hey, pull up forced doctrine. Forced doctrine? What do you think about this? It's crazy.
Forced doctrine can refer to several concepts, including the imposition of military doctrine on a force, forced conversion in religious contexts, or situations where individuals are compelled to act against their will. It often involves a lack of genuine choice or consent due to external pressures or coercion.
So the guy that's on, really smart guy that's on the whatever podcast, what's his name?
I don't know his name,
Joe
but I know what
Rogan.
you're talking about. No,
Joe Rogan on the whatever podcast. You know what's
no, that guy right there.
Yeah.
What is his name? He is super smart.
He is good.
No.
I like this guy.
Yeah, he's really
no, not Michael Knowles.
No, the guy go back right there.